Hey guys, I'm a Burke and I do things. And today's video is inspired by a video that I first saw done by Jessica Braun, and since then I've seen Kelly Gooch do a version, Andrea Montalano, Samantha March. I'll make sure I link all of their versions of this video down below. But it's a video where you go through and you talk about all the makeup and kind of beauty products that you used to buy that you kind of have ceased to continue buying. And I have a lot of categories that I definitely used to indulge a lot in, and I probably will be exposing myself a little in this video because I kind of wound up with a slight hoarding problem because I was getting in such bulk that now I have this giant backlog of things I'm trying to work through. So if that is something you guys are interested in watching, then keep on watching. Let's go. Okay, the first product I'm going to talk about is one I feel like a lot of people have mentioned in their videos, and that is makeup wipes. Definitely this time last year, I was still actively using makeup wipes. I will say that it's not something I'm super proud of, but I definitely have been using makeup wipes since I was in high school. I'm gonna say it's been that long. And honestly, it was because I was pretty lazy and not the best at having a decent skincare routine. I don't think I've bought makeup wipes for over a year now, I want to say. The only makeup wipes I honestly have are ones I still have left over that I haven't really gotten through, and I only use them in this room basically when I'm wiping swatches off my arms. Like, I use them so infrequently and they're just not great for the environment. And I know like late last year I talked about doing like a big review of a whole bunch of different like makeup removing products come this year, and I have been using a lot of different cleansing balms, cleansing oils, micellar waters, like all of those kind of things. And I came to the point where I was like, you know what, it's not my place really, I feel like, to make that video. I do not have the knowledge, I feel like, that makes me feel comfortable enough to really do an in-depth analysis on skincare products like that. I give my reviews of how I feel about certain products in my empties videos, but I just don't think that I am qualified for those type of videos. Now for me, when I'm looking for really good information on, ingredient analysis, I know like my interest first peaked when I started listening to a lot of Jen Love's reviews, in-depth analysis. I watch Hiram a lot. I watch Dr. Dre a lot. So Hiram is a skincare specialist, whereas Dr. Dre is a dermatologist. And I just learn a lot through their content that I don't feel that I necessarily have the skill to do ingredient analysis. I will say of all the makeup removers I've really used in the last few months or so, the Pharmacy Green Clean has been my favorite. However, that does have polyethylene, I believe it's called, which is a form of plastic in it, which has very varying opinions of how that does affect the environment. So again, I just don't feel like it is my place to review skincare at an ingredient level. So my point was I don't buy makeup wipes anymore, and that was a really long explanation. Okay, this is gonna be the long one. Next is facial scrubs. So I used to love a facial scrub. Now I didn't really like the really abrasive, harsh, like apricot scrubs, like the ones that or like the walnut scrubs, like those ones. I never really liked those. I like something a little gentle, like even if it was like a cleanser that had a little bit of like a exfoliator in it. Now I will say, once I started to have hormonal cystic acne, that train ended real quick. That does not feel good when you scrub your face and you have hormonal acne. And I just feel like I enjoy and prefer the results of a chemical exfoliator so much more now, like an AHA or a BHA, that I don't ever have or keep physical exfoliators anymore. Only ones for my body. Like I love a good sugary body scrub, especially like right before I self-tan, but the face not so much anymore. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is brow pomades. Now there was a time between college when I was using like sharpenable brow pencils and my discovery of the retractable brow pencil that all I used was brow pomades, and now I just don't use them anymore. And I do have two. I have one from Benefit. I have one from Benefit. I have one from CoverGirl. I just never use them. I just know that I don't like taking a lot of time on my brows, and for me, the front half of my brows are rather full. Like I don't really put much effort into them, and it's the tail end of my brows that are more sparse, and it doesn't take very long for me to just use a pencil to kind of fill in the second half of it. So these just take longer to use, and I just don't like, again, spending a lot of time on my brows, so I never do it. I wonder if I did bring one of these into like a Shop My Stash, if it would encourage me to use it, but I don't know. Just, I don't really enjoy it. It's just not like something, when it comes to doing my makeup, there are parts of my application process that I enjoy, and brows just seem like one of those like necessities more so than like something like I can really like get creative with. Next is probably a pretty obvious one, but large eyeshadow palettes. So the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette is really the last one I have, but there was a time when I first really started getting into YouTube makeup where large palettes were a big thing, and not only large palettes, like large collections were a big thing, and I wanted to have all of the options of eyeshadow colors. Like that was just like a dream for me. If you would have told me 2 or 3 years ago that like little quads and 5 pans were gonna be like the majority of my eyeshadow palette collection, I would have thought you were crazy. Like to me, this was like a dream come true. Now I actually do like the formula of this. That is why this is still around. It's not one I reach for very much ever, but it's not one that I feel like I want to declutter. And if I still do like it, like I don't want to just get rid of things to be like, I don't need this anymore, because I'm just being like, I don't know, like I still like it. Like I don't really think there's a problem with the formula. I know it's since been reformulated, so you cannot get the original formula anymore, but I really like it. I just would never buy it again, honestly. Okay, now this next one is like a very, very hard topic for me to admit, but it is every influencer collab that comes out, and it's awkward. It's definitely awkward as a smaller influencer on this platform, not being able to financially support every collab that comes out with another smaller influencer, because you want to support your peers and you want to, you know, help shout them out and like give them the hype that they deserve. But there also is the financial side of it where like I cannot afford every single collab that comes out. And it took a long time for me to realize it's okay not to support every collab. I felt very obligated for quite a while that every time I saw an influencer collab come out that I had to support it as another influencer on this platform. And it's just something that I came to terms with, that it's okay to not be able to afford everything. And that is just like being a normal person. So that one is still like hard to like grasp, and it can be a little uncomfortable, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, the next thing I have stopped buying is gimmicky makeup for videos. I used to definitely enjoy making videos with like a whole face of $1 makeup from Shop My, where a lot of the products you can get at Shop My are very decent quality, but I used to force myself to find an entire full face, even if I thought like it wasn't gonna be a great product, to be able to make these videos. Or I'd get like all the jelly makeup products, like the highlighters and stuff. Like I used to get makeup to make for videos, and then I would make the video and then I would never use them again, and that just doesn't interest me anymore. Like if I want to buy a product, I want to buy a product that I have an interest in for a reason, and not just to make one random video to be like, so that is something I've stopped. The next thing is too many subscription boxes. Now, my channel basically started off as a fully haul and subscription box channel. I am fully well aware that my channel did not start off as a makeup channel. And I definitely know a lot of my audience came from subscription box unboxings. And in the end of 2019, I made the decision that financially I needed to cut some of them out and just keep the ones I wanted, because my backups were getting to be too much. I have a whole little rack in here in my closet of makeup I still haven't tried. And with that going on, I put so much of the products I get in a giveaway pile. Like not everything winds up in that thing. I have a whole set of drawers in front of me that have skincare backups. I have hair care backups. I have masking backup. I just have so many backups that I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And since I knew that I already was on BoxyCharm's PR, I decided to cancel everything but Ipsy, because Ipsy is the first subscription service I ever had. It's always kind of been a little bit special to me. So I kept that. I figured either BoxyCharm will keep me on their PR, they'll kick me off their PR. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. But I just needed to consolidate how much was coming into my collection every month, because I physically could not keep up with it. And still now, I'm still trying to work through a lot of the stuff that came in the last year or two. Okay, the next product I will say are bath bombs. When I first moved into our last apartment where we had a bathtub, and it was like the first bathtub we've had in a really long time, I was just so excited to be able to take my bubble baths. I had like a back pillow. I had like a little tray to put my phone on to watch videos. And to be completely honest, I will say I've never tried anything from Lush, but like I would just get some sort of generic brand bath bombs and I never really got anything out of them. The things that I honestly preferred the most were either bath salts or like bubble bath. I just felt like I was doing a bath bomb just to like see it fizz. And I just don't see a need for that to be where I put my money anymore. I much prefer, you know, a really nice bath salt situation and some bubbles. Next are shimmery body products. And we have two here that could pass for brand new because they are so unused. And they're both very nice products. This first one from Tarte is called their Mermis, and it is a shimmer spray. It's beautiful. I mean, it's down to here, and I've had this for over 2 years. I also have a Soul Body Oil, shimmering body oil in the shade Soft Gold. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I don't go anywhere where it's like appropriate to have your body covered in glitter. I go to the doctor, I go to food shop, like I go to my mailbox. Like, I don't know what dreamland I was living on where I thought like, yeah, that's it. That's what we need. I mean, I guess I could wear it to film, but even then, like after you are done filming, I don't want glitter getting all over my house. So, you know, I don't really plan on getting rid of these because I like having them, like, and they're two very different colors. Like this one is more of like an iridescent and this is more just like a nice like gold shimmer. But I hope these last forever because it would literally take me forever to go through them. Okay, the next is green color correctors. Now, I mean, before I was on YouTube, I used to plow through green color correctors. So many. I mean, every drugstore brand, I feel like I tried their green color corrector. I have always been a very pale person. This is definitely before my self-tanning days. And my skin has a lot of redness to it. And this isn't like when I had acne. This is before I had acne. Like, my skin just easily gets red. That's just what it does. So I always was using a green color corrector because I was always told green corrects red. So I always thought like I needed that green color corrector. But if you're using a good foundation that's gonna cover it up anyway, I don't really feel the need to use that anymore. And I can't tell you how many years it's been since I bought a green color corrector. So that is something I stopped a long time ago. Okay, something else I have stopped buying are like sheet masks and regular masks because similar to the whole like subscription service thing, like I have gotten such a backlog of masks. I think in my bathroom right now I have 2 like mini masks open. I try not to have a lot of them open at a time. Actually, I have 3. One has like 1 or 2 uses left. Like all of them are almost done, but like I try not to have a lot open at once. I'm about to expose myself and show you guys my masks that sit in this closet because it is a problem. So first let's start with our sheet masks. These are my unused sheet masks. So there's that. My unused, like, just like regular masks. We got some here. Yeah. Again, and I put a lot aside for giveaways. These are all the ones that I'm like, oh yeah, I would like to test that one out. That one sounds interesting. Or And then we have this container, and this one has all like my single one-use little trials of masks. So yeah, I don't need to buy masks ever again. Oh goodness. Okay, this next one, I'm gonna show you a picture here. This is my self-tanner drawer of all my different self-tanners. Guess what? I only use the St. Tropez Self-Express Tanner because I am always so nervous to try a new self-tanner that it's not gonna work and I'm gonna look like a crazy blotchy orange mess. Yet I have a drawer of self-tanners that I've never tried. So welcome to me exposing myself because I don't know. I get so scared to try a new self-tanner that I only stick with the one I like. So that's a problem. All right, the last product I'll talk about are like glitters and pigments. I recently talked about the ColourPop pigments. I also have these pigments from Wet n Wild. I just never use these type of products, and yet I have these. I have other glitters. I don't use them. I know these both, I'm pretty sure I bought so long ago for like Halloween looks. These I bought because Kathleen Lights is like the best sales lady in the world, and I just never reach for them unless there's a special occasion. I mean, the fact that I'm wearing a glitter today is like, who is she, you know? So those are the products that I personally have stopped buying. Sure, there are definitely categories of makeup and body care and hair care and stuff that I definitely could slow it down on a little because I do have so many backups, but I feel like sometimes it really is hard to control myself. But I think my self-control, especially over the last 2 years, has gotten a lot better, and that's why I do those videos where I look back on everything I hauled 2 years ago on my channel, because I was bringing so much in. Because I think a lot of the content on YouTube at that time was more, and now I think it's more of a slow down and enjoy what you have kind of philosophy. I will definitely be interested to hear what you guys have stopped purchasing in the comments, and as usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!